Metaphysical Insights. So much for my speaking ability. And, I posted a video a few days ago about resisting with love and part of what that means. And that's my good friend that I'd been having that conversation with that inspired that video had pointed out to me, and he's absolutely right. I agree with it, and it was part of what I was searching for too, and just hadn't gotten to yet. Is that also means how do, or we have to approach the opponent, in this case, the oppressors, with love. And how do we do that? What does it look like? And there can be different answers for different people, but I've sat with this meditated thought and puzzled it a little bit. And the answer is, pretty obvious, although it's difficult in this case. We have to, I'm going to rephrase that, to respond and resist. I'm not saying we acquiesce. We resist the oppressors with love. We recognize their humanity. We don't go into name calling. We don't go into hate speech or action. We protest. We do all the things that we feel we need to do, but we do it from the sense of love. And that would even have to include the oppressors. The sense of love, of the recognizing them as a human being and as a fellow traveler. We don't have to respect their actions. We can call out the behaviors. But instead of saying, you are such and such, we can say, your behavior is such and such. There's a big difference. Honestly, when I'm looking and trying to, or doing a name call or doing with hate or something, it doesn't feel good. It doesn't feel right to me. And I feel a repulsion in myself when I do something like that. And for those of you who know my background and stuff, my family was never very kind, in private anyway, never very kind in how they addressed people they disagreed with strongly. But we have to model the correct approach and way to do things. And over time, it can actually affect the other person, perhaps. It might not. It might not now in this lifetime, but remember too, this is all part of our own soul's journey. Those people were resisting, chose a life, an incarnation for certain soul journeys and development on their long-term goal of reaching their own true unique self, just like all of us have. And we also chose this life for our own soul's development into our true unique selves in a soul way in our own journey. And so the world that we're living in and what's going on in it, and frankly, is a very major collapse that I see coming before a new a new creation occurs, um, is part of what we did. And I mean, when you look at it historically too, people that didn't stand up enough, people who didn't vote, voted the wrong way. Um, there are so many different things that created this situation over the years. I don't even want to call it a disaster. It's part of a natural process, I think, of there's creation, there's growth, development, there's decline, and then the end. Um, I keep wanting to say oblivion, but that word is kind of loaded, so take it as you will. And the reality is that on a cosmic universal level, that's really okay. Something new will be recreated. Culturally, maybe with the same, maybe with some of the population surviving and intact, maybe not. I don't know. I don't have a clear picture of anything, but at the deeper spiritual level, it is okay. It's maybe not great on a personal level, but in the greater scheme of things, it's part of a natural process. And it's a process that goes on for millennia, not minutes, or in our case as humans, hours or days and years. And, you know, if we put enough love into the world, the universe, as we can, what's right for us, and react and resist from a standpoint of love, we might be able to change the energy that is creating this and not have to have destruction before there's a new creation. It's possible. And so this is all something to think about. Um, it's part of what I'm thinking about. And um, am I perfect at practicing this yet? Oh, hell no. It's really difficult for my immediate reaction or emotion to match what I'm saying, shall we say. But I'm working hard at it, and I'm working on not responding out of the more, I'll use the word violent emotions. That doesn't mean physical violent action, but it's an emotion that um, is more angry, um, more hateful, that kind of thing. I'm working real hard to get through those before I respond. And some of you may find this as fitting for you, and some of you may not, and that's okay. This isn't a judgment. This isn't anything other than my thoughts and my reflection on the issue and on the incredible conversations I always have with a very close dear friend. And so, but hasn't given me permission to use names, so he remains anonymous. And yeah, it's really in the long scheme of things, it's all good. So take care of everybody. Love yourselves. That's a key part in this too. It's hard to put love out for others or anybody else if we don't love ourselves. We can still do it for others, but love yourself. Give yourself that foundation and be kind, as my friend told me today. Be kind to yourselves. And it's so easy to forget that. And, don't scold yourself. Lovingly correct yourself if you feel like that's necessary. But, yeah, it's, I'm going to say it's all good. So, okay, all. Love you. Have a wonderful rest of your day, and we'll talk soon. Bye bye.